when you're doing so much of pouring into other people, and that really feels like it's all you're doing sometimes, to the point where it doesn't feel like you're getting any of that porridge, if you will, back into your life, it really starts to drain you in some ways. And you can feel left out for sure. You can feel like you're not getting back what you think you're putting out. And I've been like this pretty much all of my life. Looking back, I've always been the kind of guy I want to be there to help people. I want to be there for people. I love, sharing things that I know with other people, giving them advice, and helping people work through their problems and struggles, because people have always seen me as that kind of person. Maybe they see you as that kind of person. And what I began to realize is, that's never changed. And looking back, I used to always feel like, why does this happen to me? Why do I pour so much into other people? And I'm always the one that ends up getting thrown under the bus, if you want to use that terminology. But honestly, nothing's really changed. It's still the same way. I still feel like I do a lot of pouring into people, whereas I'm not getting anything back sometimes. And something I began to realize is that it's not all about me. And knowing that I'm the way that I am, and that this is kind of my calling, is to be there for others and to constantly pour into other people and serve other people. And maybe this is your calling as well, but it's not all about me. And I think whenever I can work up in my head, why am I not getting anything in return? Why am I not getting the fruits of what I put out? I feel like I'm missing out. I feel like I'm missing out on what I could have. I feel like I'm missing out on the happiness that I feel like that people think that I always have when I give it out to them. But reality is, sometimes I don't feel that. I'm never always going to feel happy. I'm never always going to feel that, right? No one's ever going to always feel that. But the main thing I've realized is that it's not all about me. And what I've realized is that in those times, what's important is that I continue to pour into people. I continue to serve others and seek to serve others before myself, because I've realized that that's just my calling. This is just who I am. This is just who people see me as, is what I began to realize. And sometimes I don't even see it in myself. And so this is kind of how I know that it's an assurance from God who's calling me to be this kind of person for other people. And maybe you have a similar calling. Maybe you have the same calling. And if you do, utilize that, because honestly, it's a blessing. It's a gift, because not many people have that kind of person in their lives. And when you can be that kind of person to them, you're such a blessing in their lives. And the difference that you can make is unmatched. You're not just some random person that's kind of floating around that's not really bringing much value to the world. You're someone who's actually of value, who's actually a light in people's lives. And that's what's most important. That's what's most important, is for you to stand firm in that light that you have, and to share with other people, because a lot of people don't have that light in their lives. And honestly, another thing that I've realized I get joy from is by being that person for other people. When it really clicked in my mind that, this game of life isn't about me. It's not all about me. It's about what I give out into this world, and about what I give to other people. And honestly, that's what brings me the most joy, is seeing how I can serve other people, how I can make others happy, how I can be a light to other people, because I realize this is just what God wants me to do. And so sometimes when I'm always in my head, working in my head, trying to figure out the most optimal life for me to live, trying to figure out what can I do right now to make sure that I feel the best I should feel. It creates kind of an obsession of just constantly chasing. I don't know if you might want to call it happiness, but I'm chasing this idea that I need to have it all together first before I do anything else. And reality is, I'm never going to have it all together. And that's what I've realized, is I need to stop spending so much time up here trying to perfect what I got going on, and just live out here and do what God's called me to do, which is to be that light for other people. And I think this is the first step for us to let go of the desires and let go of the chase for things that we don't have is just by being and existing externally, not internally. I think the more we're worked up in our heads, worked up in our thoughts about our image, about how we feel, about who we are, we're not using any of that energy to actually put things out into the world. I think that's where things will start coming into our lives, whenever you can look outward and you can look to serve and you can look to bring value to this world, rather than acting like all that needs to come to you, if that makes sense. Because for a while, I was really doing this. I was really chasing just like productivity, trying to optimize my life and my health, how I feel. And then when I was doing this, it's like whenever I would enter periods and phases where something would happen where I couldn't really do that, I couldn't optimize my life for how I'm feeling, my well-being, I couldn't do that, I would kind of beat myself up and be like, well, dang, now I got to do all these things, to get back to where I was. But it's like, no. It's not about what we do. It's not about our works. It's about what our identity is in. And, we're not of this world. We're of the kingdom that is to come, whenever that is to come. It might come sooner than you think. But we're not of this world. And knowing that Christ's Spirit dwells within us, that's what we need to consider. That's what we need to consider, because considering that will allow us to stop living so much in our heads, stop living so much internally, and instead live externally. And I think that's the first step of truly finding your joy and finding your happiness, because if you're anything like me, it can be very easy to overthink and very easy to sit in your thoughts and think that things are destined to go against you, which isn't true. But it's the reality of just who we are, and I don't think we'll ever truly be satisfied. But when you have this calling, the most important thing you can do is to fulfill it, is to listen to it. Because I promise your purpose is truly aligned with your calling, and when you can utilize it, I think that's whenever everything will truly be revealed to you, rather than you having to feel like you need to do what you can to search for it. I think it comes to you. I think that's a good way of putting it. It literally does come to you. Whenever you put out what you're meant to do, you will start to see things happen in your favor. And that's the beauty of it. It really is. So that's all I got for this video. Just listen to your calling. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to step out into your calling. And stop listening to that voice in your head telling you that you need all these things when you have all that you need. And you're already doing what you need to be doing. You just got to keep doing it. But yeah, that's all I got for this video. Thank you for watching. Little change of scenery today. We're in the new business college here at my school. Found a nice little study room. Honestly, I'm gonna start making videos here. It's freaking soundproof, yo. And it's just kind of lit. But yeah, I'm trying to keep consistent with the uploads. We're posting 3 days a week right now. We're doing Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. I'm getting on a good schedule right now. Starting to get a little bit busier, but that's okay. I can make time for it, and I will, for you all. Appreciate your support through all the content I've been making. And whatever you want to see, just let me know in the comments, because I want to bring value to you all that you want to see. And the people that have been supporting me and have been following my videos, I really appreciate it. But yeah, that's all I got for this video, and I'll see y'all in the next one.